What up, everybody? Time for another box and another review. We got our classic Nerd Block. So Nerd Block's been coming earlier and earlier each month. It's now one of the first boxes to get here, which is really surprising because it was usually one of the last. But that's cool. And I was really looking forward to this one because I knew they had an exclusive Ghostbusters item in it from Titans. So a lot of people were looking forward to this, and it looks really cool. So let's jump right in and see what we got. But first, Darth Vader goblet. This just got here today, and I love it more than life. Darth Vader. How could you hate that? Yeah. Alright, enough about Darth. Time for the box. So, got some stuff. The first item we got is a t-shirt. No surprise there. So we got this cool Back to the Future t-shirt. And it says 88 miles per hour. I'm sure all of you have seen the movie and get the reference, but if you haven't, that's the speed you go to travel through time. And it has all three cars on there from each movie. I actually never knew there was a difference because I watched them when I was a kid, but there actually is a slight difference between each car. Now, this is the Gildan brand, but I tried it on. Nerd Block's always been notorious for like bad shirts, bad fitting, bad quality all around. I tried this on, and it actually fit really well. I was pleasantly surprised. So I think some people were right when they told me. I always order the fitted ones. I always do. Someone mentioned that maybe I was just getting the standard unisex ones by accident, and I think that may be what was happening, because this one fits way better. I went online and changed my shirt from normal and then went back to change it to fitted, so maybe there was just a glitch in the system. I don't know, but this one fit way better than the other ones. The sleeves fit and everything, so it's possible it may have just been a glitch all these times. I'm not really sure, but either way, the ones before were poor quality all around. So this is still Gildan brand. It's still kind of rough, so it's not super high quality, but it does fit pretty well, so that actually makes it worth it to me. It's not a worthless shirt anymore because I can actually wear it because it fits. And it was a cool reference, and it's funny, so I like that. No problem there. So next, we got a mug. A nice little Pac-Man mug. And I would take it out and show you, but mine arrived damaged. It was broken to pieces. And so was my book. This box is beat up pretty bad, actually, which I was bummed about, but not too bummed about, because I contacted Nerd Block, and they're totally replacing everything. They're going to send replacements for all this stuff in my next month's block. So, no problem there. So, I had faith in them that they would do that. So, that's cool. So, no big deal that it arrived broken, because I'll be getting replacement ones. But, this mug is really cool. You can't see it too well. I'll try and put a picture of, even though it's broken, I'll put a picture at the end. It looks like the standard level from Pac-Man, and it's a heat-sensing mug, so as something hot goes in there, the little, like, dots and Pac-Man character stuff appears, which is really cool. I always like the mugs. I think they're fun. I use mugs, so it's always cool to have, like, interesting ones, even if you don't drink coffee, just to drink anything out of it. So that's cool. I really like that. And it's kind of fun because it does the little, like, heat changing thing. So, yeah, that's a cool little mug. And next, the big ticket item, we got our exclusive Ghostbusters item from Titans Figures. This, we got the Ecto-1. This is the car they drive in Ghostbusters. Now, this is awesome. This is the whole reason I've started subscribing to Blocks, because this is all that I hope and dream for. Obviously, I like figures, I like collectibles, I like things to display. I get them anyway. I just found out about Titans. It's a great brand. They do really cool products. And on top of that, this is an exclusive item that you can't get anywhere else. It doesn't get any better than this. And it's a really cool figure from a movie that I like, from a car that I like. All around, this was just an absolute win. I couldn't be happier with anything ever. Like, when I get exclusive figures, that is just the best thing for me. I get so happy about that, and this is no exception. So, the only thing I was curious about is what exactly about this is exclusive, because when the toy line was announced, it showed this in the picture with the other figures. Now, this is obviously bigger than the normal one. The figures come in standard little blind boxes, like the smaller ones for $12.99. This is obviously much bigger. This is 4.5 inches versus the normal like 3 for a figure. So I'm assuming that's what's exclusive about it. I haven't gotten this confirmed. I'll have to do more research, and we'll see when the Ghostbusters line actually gets released. I'm guessing the size is what makes it exclusive. This is a 4.5, and in the normal line, maybe they'll just get like a 3-inch one. I'm not totally sure. I'm hoping they don't release the same one in the series, because then this isn't exclusive. Then this is just a preview. So I hope they don't release the same thing. But hopefully this is the one-of-a-kind you only get in the block. And if so, that's so awesome. And if so, this is going to be worth a ton of money if you can only get it there, and it's such a popular series. So I'm rambling because I'm so excited about it. But yeah, a lot of people look forward to this. And on a side note, NerdBlock did something that I really, really appreciate, and I give them like mad respect for this. So, as you can assume, this was in Horror Block as well, because that's kinda in the horror theme with ghosts and stuff like that. So there was going to be a repeat item. NerdBlock actually contacted people that got both blocks and told them about it, and gave them an opt-out to get a pop figure instead. Now, I really respect this, because you've seen in my other videos that NerdBlock's been notorious for putting repeat items between blocks. Not in the same one, but between like arcade, regular, and horror, they do repeat items, and they've also copied ideas from other people. So I was very upset about that. I didn't like that at all, and I filed complaints about it, and I ranted and raved about it in my videos. So I'm hoping this means that they're actually responding now. They listened to complaints, they maybe watched my videos or someone else's with the same complaints, so now it's not that they're not doing it, but they're actually going and taking the time without us having to contact and complain. They come to us and contact us and tell us, hey, there's going to be 2, here's an option to get something else. Like, that's amazing. That makes it okay if you give people the option. A lot of people didn't take that option because this is such a rare item, because it's exclusive, that people probably just got 2. But in the future, if they're going to do that, I hope they do the same thing, because I was so bummed when I got duplicate stuff, because then it's kind of worthless to me. I'd have to give it away or sell it. So I hope they continue to do that, and I think that was really awesome of the company to go out of their way to do that. So I just wanted to say that, and we really appreciate that, NerdBlock. Thank you so much. So on to the next item. Next, we got a book, Kevin Smith. So Kevin Smith actually curated this block. Last month was Simon Pegg, this month was Kevin Smith. And I think that's really cool that they're actually getting curators now, because that attaches a name to it, which is really awesome. And it gives them a chance to promote their own biographies and books and stuff like that. So kind of a win-win. So I appreciate that. It's cool to get curated by them. And I've always liked Kevin Smith. He seems like a cool guy. I'll check out his biography. Seems like he'd have some interesting stuff to say. This did come damaged, but again, they're replacing it. So yeah, a nice book, and I don't mind books at all, and I don't think other people do either. So nice to see a book. There we go. And the last item was, this was a repeat item, but no big deal. The Nerd Play cards. So these are cosplay cards. They have famous cosplayers on these cards. Why they put this back in there, I'm not really sure. They put it in like 2 or 3 months ago, and I thought that they were very weird, and I watched other people's videos, and it was kind of a general consensus. These are kind of weird and a little bit creepy, just a tad. So I'm not totally sure why they put them back in there. I can't imagine they got a lot of requests for these. My guess is they had too many, and they had to kind of get rid of them, so they put them in the box. So not really cool, but not a big deal, because it's just a small filler item anyway, so it didn't really matter. It wasn't one of the main items that was a duplicate. So you got more of these creepy stalker cards, so there you go. And yeah, that was all the items in the box. Generally pretty pleased with this, but let's get into an overall value of the box. I can't get over how cool this is. I love it. It's fantastic. Alrighty, so value time. So going right down the line, the shirt, they're always from Shirt Punch, and I value them the same as other shirts still, 12 to 15. On Shirt Punch, they're always $10, but shipping on top of that would be a few dollars extra. And then the problem is they're only on there for a day, so if you miss it, you have to buy it from a second party who will charge more. So I still think it deserves $12 to $15 for their shirts. Pretty much standard. And it did fit well, and it was a cool design, so I think that's worthy of that. Next, the mug. So this mug, Normally I'd value mugs with a picture on it, like same thing, 12 to 15, because normal mugs are like 6 to 8, like depending on what style you get. And when they have a picture like Marvel and stuff, like they get really expensive. They skyrocket. So that's what I was trying to put this at. But I actually looked it up, and you can find these very cheap online, which I was surprised about because I thought it was cool. Not only did it have a picture, it's heat activated. So I thought that would up the value, but you can find these online, eBay and stuff, for around 10 bucks. But honestly, I think it's worth a little more than that, but I can't quite value it. So the value I'm going to put is anywhere between 10 and 15, because there are some online for $10, but those might get sold out, and I don't know if they're going to keep being that price. But I think it's worth a little more than that, though. So it's kind of your call on what you think. You can find it cheaper, but if this were in store, if you weren't shopping online, if you were going to store, it would absolutely be 12 to 15. But online, it's about 10. So it's kind of a judgment call on what you might think it's worth there. It definitely could be valued as low as 10. But I did really like it, though. I thought it was a cool mug. So, your opinion. And then we got our Ecto 1. So this, our exclusive item, so a normal Titans figure, they run about $9.99. That's what they charge. If you go to certain comic shops, they'll up the price to probably like $12, somewhere around there. But the normal figures are like $9.99, $10 to $12. But this is obviously much bigger than the normal figure. This is like a separate one, so this would get a higher price. What the price would be, I'm not totally sure. I've just recently found out about Titans, and their bigger figures, they would go, I would assume around 15. So the value I'm going to put on this is around $12 to $15. I think that's fair, and I think that's reasonable for a bigger one. I don't think they would go as high as 20, because it's not like huge, it's just slightly bigger. So I think close to $15 would be right around this value. And considering it's exclusive, it might even be worth more than that now, because you can only get it through this block. But just to be fair, right around 15. I'm going to say 12 to 15 for this figure. But very enjoyable. I really like this. This was a fantastic item. Couldn't be happier about it. Now for the book. Books are always very hard to value because they have a very high resale market. Because the funny thing about books, they're never really used. And what I mean by that is someone could very easily purchase this book new, read it, be done with the book, it's technically used, but sell it as new because it looks exactly the same. Like, it's books to get damaged, you have to keep them for a while. Someone could easily read through this and sell it as brand new, and no one would be the wiser. And so it's kind of a weird thing. So someone can buy this and then resell it as new, but mark the price down because they know it's used. So books, the full market price on books is actually a lot higher than most people realize. Because when you go online, you can buy most books for like $1 or $2 resale because someone's just getting rid of the book they already read. So the actual price on this, I looked up on Amazon. So the average price for the new book, like the actual price, was $13.49. The full retail price, like brand new in the bookstore, would have been a few dollars more. And the resale value on like eBay and stuff is way less than that. But I guarantee, even though it says new, most of them are used. So the only way I could value this fairly was to put it at the Amazon price. The actual book price, like the Amazon Prime price, was $13.49. So, and I realize that you can buy it much cheaper, but it's not totally fair to value it at that very low price for the reasons I just said. So the value I'm going to put on this is the $13.49 because that's the average price it's purchased at, that's the average price it's sold at, and that's generally what a bookstore would charge full market value for the book. So again, it's a judgment call on what you think it's worth, whether you like the book or whether you wanted to buy it secondhand. But for the sake of argument, I'm going to put it at $13.49. So there's that. And the last item, the cards, the creepy cards to creep on people and do whatever you want to do with them. So a buck or two. Easily $1. For like card packs go for $1 these days. They're kind of specialty, so I might put them at $2, but not really much higher than that, and they're just so-so. So, overall, the value on this box, on the low end, about $48, and on the high end, about $60. So you got a pretty good value. The value is good. It's a good value. This one's pretty close to double, about as close as you're going to get to it. Even if it wasn't, it was still really good because you got an exclusive item. and even on the low end it was $50, and that's valuing at the figure at like market price, not even resale value, which would be much higher because it's exclusive. I was looking online, and that would easily go for 20 bucks, 25, even higher than that as time goes on, because it's a popular series. Titans, as the company, is gaining more credibility, and it's exclusive. So if you take that into consideration, this box had way more than double the value, and I think everyone enjoyed that figure. So this box gets a pretty high rating. I don't know if I'd go as high as 8, because the other items in the box, they were good, but they were just pretty okay. So I put it pretty close to 8, not quite there, maybe like a 7.75. If I think about it more, I might rate it even higher than that when you guys let me know what you think about the box, what you guys thought about it, about the items. So the exclusive figure was absolutely awesome, and the rest of the items were good, but not fantastic in any way. So that's about what I'm going to rate it at. But I very much enjoyed this box. I love getting exclusive figures. I think it's absolutely fantastic. I can't argue with that at all. So I hope they do more of the same. A general $50 value is totally worth it for me. 20 more than you paid for it. If they keep going with the shirts fitting the way they do here, I think I'd be okay with that. It still doesn't fit perfectly, and the quality's not super awesome, but it's good enough to where I would wear it, and that's fine with me. So it deserves the $12 to $15 value. And if they keep doing curators and stuff like that, I think that's cool too. I have no problem with that. I think that's awesome. So it's nice to see this box has been a slow increase, like kind of going up and up and getting little bits better here and there. So I hope to see more exclusives in the future and more from this box to come. On a side note, they recently announced their comic block, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get that. I already missed the cutoff time to get it for May, but I don't know if I'm going to get that block. A lot of people are asking, and I just don't think I'm going to, because it's just comic books. And comic books are cool, don't get me wrong, I love them, but I just don't have room for them, and I don't have time to read like a whole bunch of new series. I check them out every once in a while when they're like graphic novels and stuff, but to get like 4 new comics every month of 4 different series and start reading that series, like, honestly, I just don't have the time for that, and I don't have a place to store a bunch of comic books. It also comes with a t-shirt, but most of the time, like I said, NerdBlock isn't known for their t-shirts. Their t-shirts are usually just kind of skating by. They're not awful, but they're not great either. And considering it's a bunch of comic books that I'm not super interested in, and a t-shirt that's probably just going to be subpar, it's like, man, I'm probably going to pass on it. I might check it out once just to do a review of it, just so I can get it out there. But we'll see. We'll see what the future holds for that. So I just wanted to touch on that because I know a lot of people are asking about it. Anyway, this has been NerdBlock. I'm so happy that I got this item. I'm very thrilled about it. I like the items in the box. I thought it gets a very high rating. Let me know what you guys think about the items and the exclusive Ghostbuster items. Hope to hear from you soon. Love you all. Peace.